it's Brian here. Today, going to be talking about the San Francisco 49ers. As always, not doing a top 3 video. This time, talking about the Arizona Cardinals and their #1 overall pick for 2019 draft this Thursday. Talking about how it would affect the 49ers some way, shape, or form because they have a lot of options going into this. They can do a lot of things. I'll talk about it in a second. Should be an interesting one. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I am going to have some fun talking about the Arizona Cardinals because although they're a bad team, they have a lot of leverage coming into this draft with the #1 overall pick. Going to be talking about it right now, but before I do, please like and subscribe to support my channel. That would definitely help me out a lot. Click that bell notification to get notified of future videos. Share this video, share this channel with fellow Niner faithfuls. GoFundMe page, I got until next Tuesday, exactly 7 days to raise $350. Got a little bit of money right here, $23 as of this video. So hopefully, if you guys haven't donated yet, you guys donate. That would be much helpful for Children's Miracle Network. I love this cause, and hopefully we can get to it by next week. That'd be great right there. Thank you guys so much for donating. That'd be much appreciative. And let's get this video started. How the Arizona Cardinals having the #1 overall pick affects the 49ers this draft. Alright, to the #1 overall pick in Arizona Cardinals. I mentioned this in my last video talking about the top 3 stories coming into the draft. Arizona having an effect on the 49ers some way, shape, or form in this draft, whoever they pick with the #1 overall pick or if they trade down. I'm going to be talking about that even more for this video. First, let's talk about them and Kyler Murray together. That is going to be an interesting situation right there. Pretty much everyone knows that's almost a foregone conclusion that the Cardinals will pick Kyler Murray with the #1 overall pick. And it does make sense because Murray, he looks like a very talented quarterback, although he's short. That's the biggest concern about him, but he can do everything that you want as a quarterback. He can run the ball as a necessity, not out of, really he has to do it, but if the pocket's collapsing, then he can run out of the pocket and run the ball, which he's pretty damn good at. He can throw the ball as well. He has a lot of talent. It's just, as I said, his height is a big concern because he's only like 5'8", 5'9", which is very bad, I guess you want to call it. I mean, even Russell Wilson, Baker Mayfield, they're like 5'11", 6'0", something like that, but I've never seen a quarterback that's really that short. If he can play, he can play. Example, Doug Flutie, he's played in the NFL before, and he's had a ton of success in the NFL some way, shape, or form as a quarterback. I think he was like 5'6" or 5'7", like that. It's not like the first time Kyler Murray's going to be the shortest ever quarterback to be playing in the NFL in history. That's not really a big concern for me personally. I don't know. I mean, I never played football before, but height, that is a concern. Cliff Kingsbury, he would fit in his system perfectly. Air Kingsbury, Air Cliff, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what kind of offense he runs at Texas Tech. It's kind of weird that the Cardinals would even hire him in the first place just because he never had any coaching experience at the professional level. He's coached mostly at college, and even then, he hasn't had the most success. I think he had a losing record at Texas Tech, but he did coach some good quarterbacks that are in the NFL right now. Examples, Patrick Mahomes, he's tearing it up in Kansas City. He coached Baker Mayfield for a year or two before he went to Oklahoma. He's doing pretty well in Cleveland right now. He's had experience with good quarterbacks in the NFL, and I'm pretty sure if he gets Kyler Murray, he can get the best out of him. I don't want to say Cliff is a terrible coach, but I'm just a little bit concerned for Arizona just because he's never coached in the NFL before. But they probably want some cachet. They probably want something to sell tickets, I guess you want to call it, with a very high-powered offense on paper, and we'll see what happens. That's an option right there. Them and Kyler Murray coming together with the #1 overall pick, and that looks like the foregone conclusion that will happen this Thursday. Another option that they can do is they can pick a defensive player like Nick Bosa or Quinnen Williams. Those two guys, they are the top picks in this year's draft. Williams especially, I'm hearing that Arizona's very, very interested in him, and they might take him #1 overall. I don't blame them at all because he's a very nice talent. I'd love to have him in San Francisco as well with the #2 overall pick. That'd be interesting right there. Nick Bosa, he's an interest as well for the Cardinals. I don't know. Do they run a 3-4 or 4-3 defense? I don't know what's going to happen right there, but Bosa, he's a nice talent for them if they want to draft the #1 overall. Even before this Kyler Murray thing, Nick Bosa was consensus #1 overall pick for the Arizona Cardinals coming into the draft, but now Murray and Kingsbury are together. That looks like the #1 choice for the Cardinals coming into this draft. Also, want to talk about Murray even more. What's going to happen with Josh Rosen? Is he going to stay with the Cardinals? Is he going to get traded in some way, shape, or form? I feel like with these recent rumors that the Cardinals, they're not interested in Kyler Murray, that's kind of a BS thing, I would say. It's kind of fake news just because of the fact that I feel like they want to talk it up so Rosen gets traded for a first rounder. That's what they're hoping for. I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know. I think Joe Klatt on Undisputed said something like that about Kyler Murray and Cardinals. They don't want to pick him anymore, but it's pretty much out there to plant other teams to try to get Rosen for a first rounder. I think a second rounder is good enough. I mean, if you get a second rounder, Arizona, just take him for a second rounder because that's a pretty good value right there, and that's still a pretty high draft pick to get a first rounder quarterback in Josh Rosen. That's my opinion right there. I don't know what they're going to do with Rosen if they draft Murray, but that should be interesting right there. Another option that he can do finally is trade down with the team that needs a quarterback like the Oakland Raiders or New York Giants. Those guys, they can draft Kyler Murray themselves, especially John Gruden. I'm pretty sure that he's very interested in Murray and see what he can do. I don't know if he's the biggest fan of Derek Carr. Personally, for me, I was never a big Derek Carr fan. He just doesn't have the intangibles, I guess you want to call it, to be a very great NFL quarterback. He's a good quarterback, but I don't think he's great or anything like that for the Raiders. That's just me right there. Also, you got Dwayne Haskins that they can go after with the number 1 overall pick, although I don't think he's a consensus number 1 overall pick. He's probably the second or third best quarterback in this draft, so he'll get somewhere in the middle of the first round if the Giants or someone is interested in him. Lots of options right there. I'm excited to see what Arizona does with the number 1 overall pick, and whatever they do, whether they draft Murray, that'll probably be the best option for the Niners, so they can pick their options. They can either pick a defensive lineman, or they can trade down and get some more assets, and then maybe trade back up to get a wide receiver within the late end of the first round. Probably the best scenario for the 49ers is for the Cardinals to draft Murray. Probably the worst scenario is if they draft Quinnen Williams or Nick Bosa. If they do something like that, then the Niners, I don't know if they're a big fan of anyone else. Maybe Josh Allen. If they're not, then they could just trade down a little bit, get some more assets. That's what I mean by Arizona having a lot of leverage, a lot of power within this number 1 overall pick, and we'll see what they do. That's pretty much it. You guys wanted to talk about the Cardinals number 1 overall pick. I think this is a very interesting topic right here. Heard some news about them and Kyler Murray in recent times, so that's interesting right there. Please let me know what you think the Cardinals are going to be doing with the number 1 overall pick. Are they going to draft Murray, or are they going to go somewhere else in a different direction and probably draft a defensive lineman? Please, I'd like to hear what you guys have to say, and if you guys like this, please like and subscribe to support my channel. That would definitely help me out a lot, and I'll be catching you guys up tomorrow when I make my final prediction for the draft. I'll see y'all then. Bye, guys. Love y'all. Y'all have a good rest of your day. Go Niners all day.